From the top to the bottom, the top I stop. At the core, I forgot. In the middle of my thoughts. Take it.
What's good, YouTube? Your boy 21 here, bringing you guys my top 5 decks post Duelist Abbott. Well, TCG Duelist Alliance. Now, these top 5 decks are pretty much already known to be good going into the next format, but I feel like it's more than 5 decks that's already known to be good going to the next format. But these are my top 5 choices because I feel like these decks, out of all the decks going to the next format, are the most consistent, have the most versatile extra deck, and one of these top 5 decks will be my deck choice for next format. So let's just start off with my deck choice going to the next format, which will be these Tellarknights. So Tellarknights, as you guys already know, it is a level 4 warrior light deck coming out in Duelist Alliance, and the reason why I like Tellarknights and it's in my top 5 category of decks going to the next format is because, simply put, it has the best extra deck in the game. Like, literally, it has the extra deck hasn't literally an out for everything, because you gotta remember, everything's light. So that means you have access to Starleech Paladino, which is basically Giant Hand but better. They also have their own the Heroic Champion guide, which basically reads, while you have one or more materials on him, he can't be destroyed by battle. If you have 2 materials on him, he gains 1500 attack and defense. 3 materials, unaffected by card effects. 4 materials, your opponent can't do shit. 5 materials, destroy all cards your opponent controls. And with Tellarknights basically being a spam rank 4 deck, it is pretty much easy to reach those limits. So right now, Tellarknights on release date is coming out with a guy that on normal summon, when he's summoned in general, he burns for 1,000, which I feel like is phenomenal, because hitting your opponent for an extra 1,000 early in the game is going to be relevant just to get life points out of the way. And you can keep on calling, hunting the guy back and running things like Magic. I just have so many ideas for Tellarknights. So I feel like they're honestly my number 1 pick to go into the next format, but they're not the only good deck going to the next format. So my number 1 pick going to the next format is Tellarknights. So that will be the deck I'm playing, because to me, it reminds me of a better version of Gadgets. It has a Searcher, a guy that burns, a guy that's like a Wolf Bard, and a guy that's like a Tango Fish. Why not play? It's like, why play Gadgets when I can play that? So next up, the all famous Shaddolls. Now, as you guys already know, Shaddolls is that deck that on paper seems kind of garbage, because like everything it's really passive. You have to set pass, and hope you luck sack draw the future and then you can go off. But OCG have shown the power of the deck, and which is pretty much says run Mathematician equals GG to your opponent. Because Mathematician basically is going to send any shot off from your deck to the graveyard to trigger all of their effects and set up your plays for next turn. So every player in the OCG plays Mathematician at 3s, and then you play the shot off region at 3s. It's going to have really the control game down packed by being able to choose what you send via Mathematician, recurring yourself with Mathematician's recurring effect, and bringing out Midrash with the shit off region. If you guys don't know what Midrash does, he basically says both players only special summon once per turn. So he's weak with 200 defense, but packed with shit like Vanity's Emptiness, Deep Prisons. Gonna be a card to deal with. So coming in at number 2 in my top 5 decks going to the next format is Shaddolls. Stating the obvious, but it's just that good. Next up, Hat. Now, I'm saying Hat because just like the National World Championship qualifier this like last weekend, the deck pretty much proved itself to still be relevant. Like, everyone thought the deck was dead based on the fact that Light Storms were better, and everyone was maining stuff like damn, I forgot the card name already. Breakthrough Skill, I'm sorry, there we go. To try to play these, but Hat pretty much does what Yu-Gi-Oh! Used to be. Simplifies the game state for tons of 1-for-1 plays. And play these is pretty much, if you get it out early enough against your opponent, it pretty much says game over, GG. Honestly, when I played against Hat at Nationals last weekend, I regretted taking my breakthrough skills out, because I'm like, if this Phoenix Chain was a breakthrough skill, I'd be in a good position. But whatever, it is what it is. So I still feel like Hat's gonna be relevant going to the next format just because it controls the board and it simplifies the game state, which makes everything pretty much easier to set up. Next up, I got Saxhorn, aka Lightsworn rulers, because pretty much JD equals GG. Not to mention their synchro plays are the nuts. You can make a one card Black Rose Dragon with the bitch that discards cards from the hand, and it also has a lot of good rank 8 plays via Heliotropolis because you can spam out JDs, and it can bring out Felgrand too. So Lightsworn has shown this past format in Europe and in the US regional scene to be a good deck, and I don't see the deck declining going into this upcoming format. I just feel like players probably haven't found a good build. Well, us US players haven't found a good build, which made it irrelevant at the Nationals 2 weeks ago. And finally, the fifth deck on my list for top 5 decks to go into the next format, it is Infernities, because that deck honestly is degenerate as fuck and super consistent. And when I mean super consistent, super consistent. Like, I haven't played against Infernities as much since YCS Chicago. I played against 3 of them fucking decks at YCS Chicago, and dealing with fucking that one Infernity card that brings by 2 guys was annoying enough. But now that they got Soul Charge, so just imagine you Toronto and that field away. Oh, Soul Charge, Archfiend, set up, triple Infernity barrier pass. Like, that's fucking retarded. That's like the #1 deck you want to go first with going to that format, even if you do draw 5 cards. Because that honestly, now I think about it, drawing 5 cards is better for Infernities because the less cards you have, the better. Because you can top deck with Archfiend, Soul Charge. It's just, the deck is the nuts. Take my word for it. The deck will set up triple triple break / barrier on you if you're unprepared for it. So yeah, that is my top 5th pick. And honestly, it's a good deck to cheat with too. Like, I'm not saying any names, but I've heard of people cheating with the deck, and I know somebody personally who apparently cheated with the deck. And it's super simple. All you have to do is set your monsters in your back row, and your opponent would never know what it is. And if they MST it, you can just fucking scoop. So it also has a factor of being a good deck to cheat with. So watch out for Infernity, you guys, at the top tables if you're wondering about those rogue decks, because that deck is degenerate as fuck, really consistent, and Soul Charge bring it over the top. Well, that's a closing statement. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Comment down in the comment section below if you felt like a deck that you like should have been in this top 5, and maybe we can talk something out, and I can give you my reason why I thought that deck wasn't in the top 5. Because a lot of decks could have been in the top 5. Like, some people already argue Mermails, the fact that they combo a lot, Gear Gears. You know, people are still gonna be on the Gear Gears, stick saying Gear Gear ain't dead, and all the variation stuff had FAT, Fire Fist, etc. But these are my top most consistent decks that I see personally going to the next format. And I'm pretty sure these are the decks that are going to be topping a lot. So once again, comment down in the section below if you have any opinions, thoughts about top decks on the format. Rate, comment, subscribe. Yubba21 and I'm out. Deuces.